When women say, I don't need a man and I don't want a man, why do women say that, and what's the reasoning for them to say it? It's just a defense mechanism. I just want guys to know this right now. It is the highest form of desperation. When you hear a woman saying that, she is very, very desperate and she's very, very weak. It's just that she has to disguise it because she's scared of being hurt. Whenever a woman tells you that she doesn't care about your ex, believe it or not, she's constantly stalking your ex. She's finding out everything about her because the moment she sees your ex, she'll know exactly how to treat you. If your ex look better than her, then believe it or not, she'll submit to you. If your ex looks uglier than her, then she's gonna make you work for it. That's where she's trying to get you to admit to something. Now, you may have something bottled up in that you know if you tell her that she's gonna explode. So when a woman starts saying, I'm not gonna get mad at this, I'm not gonna get mad at that, she's really letting you know like, hey, if you tell me the wrong thing right now, I am going to explode on you. When a woman says everything is fine, that's a code word for keep talking to me because I have a lot of things that I wanna say that I have boggled up. Women normally say it's fine just so they don't look weak. A woman can never look weak. That's her thing. If she decides that she wants to be strong, the most embarrassing thing for her to do is look weak. See, in a lot of cases, when a woman says, sure, you can have my number, that means that you and her had a good conversation. That means you were a good talker, but she didn't find you attractive. When she says, okay, you can have my number, and then you go to call her and it's the wrong number, that's where the lie is at. And the reason why she gave you the number is because she did not want you to walk away from her feeling bad. You're gonna find out that that's a lie whenever you and her go through hard times or you have breakups, especially when you go through breakups. All your little lies that you and her were holding back from everybody else and that you talked about whenever you were pillow talking, it's going to come out as soon as the relationship is over. Don't do that. Don't fall for that. That's always a lie. When women have done something before, but they want you to feel like you're actually teaching them something, they sarcastically say to themselves, I've never done this before, and it comes out because she wants to see how you react. She wants to see how enthusiastic you're gonna be thinking that you are showing her something new. It's always like that. You and her set a time, you set a date, what time you're gonna be there. Then when you get there, she's like, I'm almost ready, or you're calling her, I'm almost ready. This is the most annoying lie that guys don't like to hear. That's another ghost signal. That's another signal to where she's probably gonna say it with a happy face. She's saying that because she's been waiting for you to ask the question and she's been waiting to reject you. When she comes around saying, yes, we can hang out again.
I used to be like this is so weird and I don't know why I did this in the past. I would never anymore, but I used to tell guys that I was not a big eater. And then when we went out to dinner and stuff, I would order just like a very little amount. I wanted to stay fit for them. Stupid as hell. I've never been thicker in my life than I am now, and I'm freaking loving it. Looking in the mirror like, yes, look at all this luscious thickness. I look so hot. Like, I really love my body now. And that when I get nervous, I just can't eat. My stomach just like clenches up and there's no food can enter. So I would pretend to not be a big eater. Well, you should just be honest about how much you want to eat. That just like should just be fine. This is something I guess it's really loaded. But sometimes, so when you date someone, you don't just date that person, you date everything about that person. You date their family, you date their friends, you date their life. So sometimes girls will pretend to like your friends even though they don't. Sometimes you will pretend to like your girlfriend's friends even though you don't. That's just a part of the situation called a relationship. This is usually a lie because most of the time we still have feelings towards our ex. Not feelings of love necessarily, we're not always still in love with our exes, but you've shared a lot of history with someone. A lot of times if someone meant a lot to you, and there's no shame in still feeling like that relationship means something to you. even though it's over, and even though you might not want to get back with them or anything like that anytime soon, still having some feelings towards them is totally normal. But we tend to lie about it to people because we're like, we don't want to make you feel threatened or whatever, or we feel like we are in love with two people at the same time. Nothing like that. Is that sometimes girls will not say no when they kind of want to, and it's out of like pity sometimes a little bit, or wanting to be nice, or not wanting to be found rude. And so sometimes girls say yes to like dates and stuff that they kind of don't want to go on, and it's this whole thing. But sometimes it's really important to really look out for signs of, is someone actually comfortable, is someone actually enthusiastic towards you, or are you feeling an uncomfortable vibe? Sometimes we'll try to come across as chill to guys and portray themselves as like, I'm not a jealous type, I never get jealous, or I'm really chill, like you don't have to text me, like I'll be fine. While in reality, they don't really feel that way. They feel jealous sometimes, and they feel like they want you to text them and, you know, want to make work out of them. But they say that because they feel like that will make them more attractive.
Men automatically, in their default mode, is to tell the truth. They have to work to tell a lie, whereas women, no, they don't. They're used to lying because they lie to themselves. They lie to themselves all the time. And so lying to others, piece of cake, no problem. And that's why, of course, you can't really trust a woman now, can you? Okay, because a lot of times a woman is going to lie. She's going to lie her ass off, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with her being an evil woman or something like that. No. In her lights, she might be actually a very good person, and she's only lying so as not to hurt your feelings.
If a girl tells you she has a boyfriend, whether she does or she doesn't, basically she's just saying she doesn't really want to talk to you, okay? Or doesn't really want to talk to you right now. So I don't really take offense for it. It's fine. There's times where people don't want to talk to people. It's totally okay. Now, do I call her out on it? No, okay? Because I want to talk to people that want to talk to me. Whatever the reason was, she's not interested right now. So I move on and I talk to somebody who is. That's how a high value man thinks about things. Yes, she does care about connecting with somebody, but saying she doesn't care about looks at all, probably not. Okay, so the good news is for a lot of you guys out there, women care about other things more than looks, but they do care about looks a lot more than they're willing to admit. Okay, so especially in Western culture, women care about looks a lot more than women in traditional societies. Women in traditional societies don't really care about looks at all. They just kind of want a guy with status and money. But here they do. And, you know, even if she says she doesn't, she probably does, okay? For a couple of reasons. If she's single and maybe she went through a bad breakup or something like that, and she's emotionally telling herself that she's not ready to date right now, then yeah, maybe sometimes they'll say that. Also too, if you're talking to her and she's like, oh, I'm not ready to date right now, I'm not interested in dating, blah, 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 I need to work on myself. She just doesn't want to date you. That's usually what it means. Maybe there's some emotional stuff going on with her that might not be your fault, but in general, that's usually what she means. So in this circumstance, should you call them out on it? I don't think you should call them out on it, but it generally means that you're just not a big enough there's something else that was a bigger priority than you at that moment. So it could mean that she's really, really not interested in you, but it could also mean that maybe something big was happening that she had to focus on. I mean, if you're just some random guy that she met or matched with on Tinder, yeah, the other stuff is going to take priority over that. Does it mean she's not going to go out with you at all? No, I think there's a chance that she could. So you have to really make a judgment call on that based off of kind of how things have gone previously, and if you feel like she's into you and you know that there's something going on with her, then yeah, maybe continue. But I would say if she's always saying that she's busy, she's not that busy. And I like mixed martial arts a lot, you know, I like the UFC and that sort of stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm really into that too. Like I love Conor McGregor and all, you know, all that stuff. So so then later on, she was hanging out at my place, I put on a fight, we started watching it, and she's like, why are you watching this? And I go, well, I like fighting, and you told me you like fighting too. And she goes, oh, okay. And I could just see the gears turning. She's like, oh shit, I lied about that, and I gotta watch this.